What's poppin', y'all? The other day, Adin Ross was kicking it in Neon's stream, and some people had some words for him, and he had this to say in the comment section. And he says, "Free Palestine from Genoikdi. Ain't nobody as Zio in here." And his friend, quote unquote, SNEAKO, would respond to this with the following.
Adin Ross just posted in Neon's kick chat, "Free Palestine from genocide. Ain't nobody as here." Wait, is Adin Ross saying free Palestine now because Drake said it? Is Adin Ross saying it because Drake said it on Iceman? Also, do you see the clear words here? Free Palestine from it's clear linguistic trickery. Dude, you don't free it from. That's like saying free the guy who got shot from the bullet. No, it's the guy who pulled the trigger. Are you what? Arrest that bullet. It's like, arrest that bullet now. Put that bullet in cuffs. No, get the guy who fucking shot him from genocide. No, from the Jewish of the. Say it. No way he's like, hold on. Okay, two things.
So this is doing a bit much, but this is coming off the heels of SNEAKO calling out Adin Ross when he has previously said that Adin Ross was one of his closest streamer friends and one of the people that held him down the most. Because when SNEAKO would get his YouTube channel back, which was banned for at least 2+ years, and people didn't think that he would ever get it back, or he didn't even know if he would get it back, on October 10th, 2025, he had this to say about him.
Big shout out to Adin Ross. Big shout out to Adin Ross. Has always been supportive. He was there. We first started collabing when I was still on YouTube and always stuck up for me. Was always there vouching for me. And that means a lot. It means a lot. He's a real one. And I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. That's the type of stuff that you don't forget. And I know how much that had hurt him when he was banned on Twitch. Like, it could relate to that pain, you know?
So here you can clearly see that SNEAKO was emotional. You could see that he was streaming on that other platform Party. He was carrying that platform. Really, this guy goes to platforms and hard carries, not gonna lie. But, I mean, he's a really hard-working streamer. So he says this about Adin Ross, and then he kind of jokes to Adin Ross about the whole, like, oh, free who from what? It's like, come on, dog. Like, does he have to say, just the 2 words should be more than enough for you, especially for somebody in Adin Ross's stature. And the reason why I say Adin Ross's stature is that Adin Ross himself, he gains nothing from saying this, and he potentially loses so many things from saying it. So the fact that he said it at all, it's like, oh, you waited for Drake to say it? And this is a little jokey joke, possibly. However, Adin Ross, if we take a look at a clip from September 11th, 2024, he would call it out.
Speak on this too. Guys, I know obviously the Palestine war is absolutely ridiculous, and any innocent life being taken from us, it needs to just stop. Straight up, bro. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. My boy Iraq is Palestinian, right? You guys know Iraq, or the streamer. And I feel for him and his people, and it's absolutely ridiculous, and it's gotta go. It's gotta go. The genocide, and, you know, it's gotta stop, bro. It's gotta stop. And when will it stop? And you guys gotta understand this. I understand what Trump said about Israel, but you guys gotta understand, Kamala is she has people in office that are also pro-Israel. So you guys gotta understand that's just America. But one thing I will tell you is this. All innocent lives need to stop dying. They just need to stop, especially like literally people that are just minding their own business. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I know Iraq. It's been going on for years and years and years. But Iraq, just know this. I'm Jewish, you're Palestinian, and just know that you are my brother. Because, listen, man, people are greedy over land, Iraq, but Iraq, I'm giving, man, and you know, I feel bad. I feel for you, bro, and I love you, man, and fuck that, bro. All that shit, bro. Bro, I just wish people would just have my heart. Because I would just say, it. What's mine is yours, and let's all be together, and let's all,
So this is Adin Ross, somebody who stands to benefit business-wise and relationships-wise. This guy's cool with Robert Kraft. This guy's cool with a lot of people who are, on that side, the opposite side that SNEAKO doesn't mess with and feels like is attacking him. Yet he still levies this on Adin Ross. And this is, I understand why Adin Ross might never get back cool with SNEAKO again. Because this is off the heels of the saltiness and to my belief, of SNEAKO getting banned from any UFC event. So he's up there with like 5 or 6 different names. One of them, Dylan Dennis, which keep in mind, Dylan Dennis threw a chair through a like tour bus, broke the not the windshield, one of the windows. They were getting into fights behind the scenes. It was very bad. So it's understandable why he's banned. And SNEAKO's right next to him. And SNEAKO was at a UFC event with Rumble and the president just like last year or something like that. And you would think that Neon, who's somebody that I believe he was soft banned, but he was up there at brand risk at the UFC event. So Neon's ban was lifted. But SNEAKO would call him out because a lot of his audience would be like, yo, why weren't you at brand risk? Everybody was at brand risk.
And it's Dana White. Dana White is commentating. And I want to be like, hey, does anyone here want to ask why I'm banned from the UFC? Is anyone here going to be like, hey, Dana White, why is SNEAKO being treated like the boss? There's 8 people banned from the UFC. Dana White says that he doesn't ban people. The ban list is me, Dylan Dennis, and 5 MS-13 members. And it's like the cartel. SNEAKO and Dylan Dennis. SNEAKO did it. I don't know what I did. And then you're watching and you're like, okay, you know what? No one's going to ask. No one's going to ask, you know? Is anyone going to be there and ask Sean Strickland, hey, are you ever going to do that podcast that you said you were going to? No, I mean, no one's going to bring it up. You know, so it's just, it's a funny reminder because, like, I'm scrolling through, I'll go over my timeline, and people are like, SNEAKO, go! Are you going to go to brand risk? Are you going to go to brand risk? It's like the last one I went, didn't you remember what the security guard said? And, like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
And this is a tough situation because Dana White and Hunter, the guy that helps run the UFC events, they were commentating the Bob Menery versus Johnny Manziel fight. They also loaned Adin the event space so he was able to use it because he wasn't able to use it. He wasn't able to do the one in Florida. He was going to do it in Florida, but the athletic commission was like, yo, we're not letting this one fly this time. I don't know if it was just because of Ben the Don, but Ben the Don had a part in it in that they didn't want him commentating if they were going to do it in Florida. So he had to get something done last minute. These guys offered it to him. He has a strong relationship with Hunter and Dana. Who is more valuable in Adin Ross's life, SNEAKO or Hunter and Dana? Obviously, Hunter and Dana. And they're doing him a favor here, and they're commentating. So for them to be doing that, and then for SNEAKO to be like, yo, why is SNEAKO banned? That's like, yo, that's doing too much. That's not showing a level of gratitude for what these guys have done for you because you're putting them on the spot now. And we don't know what their response is like. We don't know the reason for it. I frankly don't know the reason. I don't think SNEAKO should be banned from the UFC. Like, he's banned from Australia. I don't think he should be banned from a country. But we can't even figure, at least Australia gives us a reason. They're like, yo, you know, this guy said a bunch of stuff. Really, it was the media. He shows up, media posts a bunch of stuff, clips that he said. He's on national news. And then they're like, okay, we got the outrage, or we've given the reason that we need. Get him out of here. That makes sense. You can follow the logic there. But with the UFC, no statement, no nothing. But that's not Adin Ross's responsibility. And if that's your man's, as Adin Ross is, you should not put him in a position to where he has to address something like that in public. And Adin Ross would have to address it in public.
And it's Dana White. Dana White is commentating. And I want to be like, hey, does anyone here want to ask why I'm banned from the UFC? Is anyone here going to be like, hey, Dana White, why is SNEAKO being treated like the Boston Bomb? There's 8 people banned from the UFC. Dana White says that he doesn't ban people. The ban list is me, Dylan Dennis.
So Adin just sees that and glosses right over it. And I think that's the right approach. Like, what do you expect him to say? Now, you could say, yo, why didn't Neon ask? But a lot of these people, they got to preserve their own self-interest. And why would SNEAKO even want to be there anyway? Like, this is an event that is mainly for a large part of the industry. A lot of streamers there, I believe, are on Twitch. Although, it's like Twitch and Kick. But a lot of these people don't like SNEAKO. Maybe he's like talked trash about them in the past and he doesn't remember it. Maybe said something slick. But for an Adin Ross to kind of like harm that relationship, somebody that's done him many solids in the past, just maintaining that lifeline after going back and forth, and then trying to like use the fact that, oh, he didn't say what you wanted him to say, and it's like you throw the Drake thing. Of course, what's going to happen is Adin Ross is going to feel like, yo, this guy's playing with me. And he should feel that way. because their goals are not aligned with each other. Like Neon, for instance, he's trying to be the biggest streamer, entertainment-wise, all that other stuff. So is Adin Ross. Adin Ross is trying to build this company. And there are a lot of people that rely on Adin Ross to build this company. All of those fighters, those people rely on Adin Ross to get paid. And SNEAKO, I don't think he's trying to be the biggest entertainer. I don't know what SNEAKO's goal with streaming is right now. He kind of goes through different seasons where he has something that he's really passionate about and gets behind, like the Yay season, for instance. And then now I frankly don't know what it is. There was also the season of him like exploring Southeast Asia, which I thought was really cool. It was great content. Of course, it's not going to get the visibility that I and a couple of other people believe it deserves. But that's a mix of the audience he's cultivated and clipping just not really hitting for something like that. And most people that are clipping SNEAKO work for him. There isn't really an audience outside of that would want to clip him unless he's involved with other streamers. So he's in this unique situation there. So their goals are not aligned. And also, actually, SNEAKO's more on the political side of things now, too. He's endorsing candidates. He's talking about like some Thomas Massey guy. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't know who that, I know that name, but I don't know what that guy is running for. Some other Florida guy that just got married in a week or something that's trying to put an OnlyFans tax. This stuff is just hilarious. It must be comedy for people outside of America to watch U.S. politics things, and they're like, wow, this is like a TV show. This is better than what we have in Netflix in our country, or the original Netflix series, if you guys get my drift. And yeah, I think Adin Ross is looking at him like, yo, what the hell's up with this guy? Because this could all be handled behind the scenes, and I just don't think. I think it's too much to ask somebody else to try to get a reason for why you're banned, especially when what has SNEAKO done for Adin Ross? And it's difficult to say because what could you possibly do for somebody like Adin Ross? But I do think that's a good question when you're asking a favor that's this big. And he did give props to Adin Ross's event, said it was a great event and all that jazz. But yeah, I don't even think him being at brand risk would make sense with what he's doing right now. But SNEAKO, unlike most streamers, he kind of dips his toe into a little bit of everything. But him trying to drag Adin Ross into like some political type of situation, especially when Adin Ross's own people would look at him negatively for holding this take. And SNEAKO would also say that he was banned from brand risk. Like he tried to go to the last event and they wouldn't let him in. But there was a miscommunication there somewhere with the security, and it was confirmed that he wasn't banned. And then he would confirm that he's not banned from brand risk like a day later, after the narrative was around that he got banned from brand risk, because I even posted that. I thought he was banned from brand risk until I was notified otherwise. And then he says, well, I wasn't banned. I just didn't go because, well, I don't know. It's a good idea he didn't go, though, because him showing up and Dana White's there and it's a UFC place, I don't even know if he would be allowed inside this time. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.